Hello and welcome to day 11 of Adventures in Tarot Casting for the month of October 2025, or whenever you are seeing this video. This is a series where I have been going through all of the casting stages that we create, and today's is the Hermit's Cave. So let's get to it. This is my page in my book. This is the spread. It's upside down. I like to take the spread positions and put them in the thing, and then I write down the notes that from the spread that I created in here, and then along with any insights or whatever pops up when I'm drawing it. And so then we have the sticker. Just put it like that. So this is an extended version of the artwork, excuse me, that was created for the felt tarot. Let me see, if I was more prepared, I would have had it pulled out. So when I created my new Patreon, I was diving through my artwork to see what I wanted to use for some of the backdrops for some of the artwork in Patreon. And the Hermit's Cave just kind of popped out because I personally am in a hermit year. Collectively, we are in a hermit year. So here's the card from the Felt Tarot. And this is, for each card, I had to create a digital version in order to make it like a color map to be able to do them out of felt. So this, as you can see, is, let's see if I can zoom that up, is the right-hand side of the cave. So this is what it might look like if we were to explore beyond just the entrance, like leaving the outside world, coming in and seeing the symbols. Of course, I have some deer and some other animal, buffalo type of creatures on the wall. Yeah, so that is basically the inspiration behind the artwork for this. And I really love it. It feels like it's cozy. It feels like I just want to go live in here and get away from the outside world for maybe a week, maybe a month, who knows, you know. But the fun thing is with the sticker, you're always able to retreat into it, and we still have the hermit staff and the light hung out for those would-be travelers who are seeking solace from the world. So this one is another one that has like a lot of casting placements. You can use as many as you want, or just there's three in the middle. You could use it as a 3-card spread and go about your day. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go through all 13 placements. It's very Lenormand heavy because I like to bring them in to kind of rope us into, just rein us back before it gets way too expansive. They're almost like that inner guide in the cave that's saying, yes, this is the world. It's almost like where student meets teacher, but also being able to listen to the messages of the silence that's coming. So the Lenormand is kind of those action steps of being like, yes, and here's the message from that, or here's how we tie it together. For decks, I chose to use the Cracked Amethyst. I haven't even shuffled this one yet, but I feel like it really goes with, it was either this or the Spacious Tarot, just because I was trying to alleviate, get rid of, you know, all the outside noise of the world. So we're going to use that for position 1 and 2. And then for position 3, I have the Symdala Tarot by Jennifer Steidley. And I feel like that would be good in place of an oracle. It's still a tarot, but it's an oracle. It's a tarot of symbols. So I figured that would be really cool for the oracle card. And then we have the Lenormand card. So let's just get into it and see how this is going to come out and play with us, right? So for the first position, which is here, we have the cave. And then for the second, we have the steps. So the first position is an energy that's a safe space away from the noise of the world. I'm trying to keep my card placement up here so that it's not, there we go. I have a little cheat sheet up here so I can look at it while I'm doing this. So this is the energy that's a safe space from the noise of the world. This is position 1. And we have the 6 of Cups. That is really cute. So it's kind of like, come on in, sit down for a spell, enjoy a spot of tea. That is the energy that we are looking for, like the good times, being able to isolate from everything that's happening. And also when you start to read the backdrop as an oracle, you see the little stars here are very similar to the stars here of the light. And then the steps, this is the energy needed to access this retreat, the sanctuary. This shows us the way to the inner path. In the steps, we have the Chariot. Oh, that is so perfect. It really is like, okay, it's been time. You are just feeling that pull. It's just the need. Like the weight of the world has become so much. Like you've finally gone over the falls of this waterfall, right? Feels like it's been slowing and slowing and slowing. And now you're like, nope, I'm out. I need to go into my cave. I need to retreat. I need to just go find my me again, right? So the energy is knowing that it's slow at first, but it's going to speed up. And before you know it, you're going to find yourself reflecting on what it is that is needed to tune out the outside world. And it could be getting lost in some really fun memories, or maybe meeting up with some friends or family that invoke that tea party feel. Okay, so then with the Symdala, it is a round deck. It's really pretty. Jennifer is a friend and amazing creator. This is number 3. This is the paintings, tarot or oracle card. These are the core meaning of the stories being projected onto the walls. Use this history lesson to approach the present. So while you're sitting in there, this is kind of like deciphering what it is that's coming up. What do you see in the cave drawings? What are on your own proverbial cave drawings? These are the paintings. These are maybe the stories of your life that you're sitting here like trying to tune out the world so that you can really gain clarity into what's important. And this is what's the core meaning. Okay. And we have discovery, activation. Which one is this? The moon. I love that. The first thing though that came up was discovery and activation, and it's saying like what's being projected onto these walls is mirrors to our own ancestral lineage, mirrors to our soul, mirror, you know, like what it is that we are expanding, the elements, the water that has brought us in, just so much going on. But I love that there's like the little animals also in the caves, showing that we've left the noise of the outside world, which could be these pillars, to be able to find our own connection to just being here on this earth, right? And this is where you can look at the symbols in the card and see how there's that path, and that path also shows like the Chariot here. Like you can see how they really connect with each other and stray a little bit from tarot with it. This is what's so wonderful about the work that Jennifer does with her decks, is she focuses on those symbols. And what better than to paint the wall and tell the stories than with the symbols of, you know, our own lives. What symbols would be dominant in your story? For me, I love that there's dogs in there, because dogs have become such a huge part of my own personal journey. And I can sit here and speaking of dogs, I had to let Braxton in. So those symbols would really be dominant in my own personal cave. We have the memories that bring us here, the memories of what we wanted or what we enjoyed in our life, that we can leave the cave wanting to emulate those feelings, and how maybe we can take that and bring it back out into our waking world, right? So with the Lenormand, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, and as you know, I like to just lay them out. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're just gonna talk through. So for 4, we have mice. What is a cave without mice, right? And then 5, we have ring. 6, we have ship. So those two will be read together, 4 and 6. And 7, we have the crossroads. So for position 4 and 6, which is the left here, I have, these are the inner depths, right? And this is an invitation to explore these stories deeper. Where did they first come from? And so since we have the mice with the ship, it really is saying there might have been a lot of little problems that are asking you to adventure with them, explore them deeper. So it's trying to find the root of those problems, the root of them. It's funny how things from your memory can pop up even as an adult that really shed some light on it. I had a core memory show up recently, and it came flooding in like it was something I had pretty much forgotten about. And a recent event that happened to a friend made me see my own story in that and realize, like, oh, that's the root of a lot of this type of action. So with the mice in the ship, it can help us explore those. It can take us beyond what we really are thinking, and we can see where the root of the problem was. So that's like what these inner depths really invite us to. And with them being tied to this cave, and with the 6 of Cups, it's saying this is probably from your childhood, as are most issues, right? And so then when we go forward to the lantern, this is the beacon that guides and carries with us to keep a tether back to this space of this inner sanctuary. And the ring and the promises say, okay, when you come into this space, you are ultimately going to leave. And when you leave, remember the promises that you have, because now you're at a crossroads and you can make new choices. You can go on new paths, take what you've learned here and go out and commit to your own journey, not the one that maybe other people are expecting of you, right? And so then we're going to go up here to 8, 9, and 10, and then we have 11, 12, and 13. I told you it's a lot of placements, but they do all come together. And so 8, 9, and 10, we have 3. 1, anchor, garden, and lady. That garden is really stalking us, isn't it? But, it makes sense since these are community readings. I'm showing you all how these work. It's me showing up in the community. So the ancestral advice, which is up here, this is, they came before us and they've already made their marks. They are here to help. This is the above energy. And so we are rooted in our community. And in this, I see the lady and the anchor. And for me personally, I see I'm anchored in a strong, like in my strong line of women who have come before me in my family and in tarot, who have paved the way and really helped show up in the garden of our community. This is what has me showing up into this cave to share with you, is my own just stability and love for tarot and love for connecting with all of y'all. So that is, the ancestors are telling me personally that what's coming through is this is some solid energy, right? And so then below we have the cave floor. And again, like, if you don't want the top or the bottom placements, like I said, they're there, but you don't have to use them. You could end it just at the 3, So then below we have the cross. That one has also been stalking us. The lilies, which is another frequent traveler. And then the coffin. Okay. So then that's the momentum under your feet to help keep you moving. Which direction is up to you, right? So this is the floor. This is the foundation. And why are we here in the first place? It's because we needed a retreat from the outside world. The cross, the lily, the coffin. It feels so heavy out there right now. There's too many trials. There's too many burdens. Lily, in this case, I'm seeing old men. And then coffin is saying we need to shut the box on that. We need to close this chapter, right? We need to see all of this end so that this lovely energy up here can really take root and we can go out with our commitments and our crossroads. So how we can use this as the momentum is to realize that no matter what's going on out in the world, we do not have to take part in the parts that really just stress us out. Like, we need to find the moments of joy. We need to find what we stand for, and then we can stand up for it, you know. But yeah, the floor is saying that all of this always ultimately comes to an end, right? And then, you know, I like my guideposts, which are usually the four corners. So these can be little charms, dice, crystals, runes, whatever you like to use, or they can just be blank and you can just go about your way. This is symbolic energies found within the cave that might add to your unfolding stories. These can be like the rocks, right? The rocks of the cave that you put in your pocket to carry with you. And for that, I have the words or spells button oracle, which are rocks that I painted words on. So the first word that we get to carry with us is crush. So you can be crushed, or you can do the one doing the crushing, right? Or maybe you have a crush. But either way, there's force behind it, right? Don't let the world crush you. Maybe it's time to fall back in love with it. And then we have witness. And so bear witness to what's going on in your life. Bear witness to what's going on in those of your fellow humankind's life. Just look and watch and see what's going on. Witness what's going on. It keeps your eyes open and it keeps your mind open. And we have indelible. And remember that the marks that are made are permanent. They are on your soul. Things that you see cannot be unseen. Things that you explore in your cave cannot be unrung, right? And then bloom. And then go out and bloom. Bloom where you're planted. Bloom everywhere that you go. Be the one that could be the catalyst for bringing beauty into the world. If it's become too much and that's what you want to see more of, it's your job to bloom into it. So that is this particular reading. It's a lot, but it's a way to also keep the momentum going when you feel like the reading has stopped and you want to bring in other tools. They always add a little bit more tidbits. This isn't something that could be a daily practice because it is a very deep one, but you could do this like a month ahead. You could do this for, you could do it every day if you really want to use it as like a little personal therapy session. That's all good. That's you, personal self-inquiry. But I like it. I like bringing in all this stuff to play because I get more out of it. And let's see what we're going to be traveling with tomorrow. And we have Raven's Flight. This is a good one. This is going to be fun. It's not as many. This is one of the revisited spreads. If you had gotten this sticker last year or before the last couple months, it had a lot of placements just like the Hermit's Cave. But this one is now pared down and has intentional placement. So I'm excited to fly into your morning with the Ravens tomorrow. We'll see you here. Have a good one. Bye.